He'll be back here in a bit on D'Lo and
You look
KC.
sad going out here.
That's my bad. I needed to communicate better.
There's a lot going on. You're doing a radio show.
I know. Well, I don't know. I tell you, like, yeah, hey, make sure to come in. I got to let him know that I told you that. It's like, I let you guys know when Jesse's going to be here. That's on me. Anyways, so you had your no question, because a big piece of the conversation on the Kings Mount Rushmore that we had today, and if you missed it, this started because De'Aaron Fox hit his 10,000th point last night. Yeah. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox. So he got there last night. So I asked if he's on the Kings Mount Rushmore yet, or has he been there? And Kenny, you texted in with yours. So please remind us who your Mount Rushmore is, because so much for us, so much of the conversation was, man, it's these two guys. It's Weber and Richmond, and there's a lot of people gunning for those last two spots.
Yeah.
You did not have Richmond, and you said it's not a question for you.
Well, I did have Richmond on the Mount Rushmore. I did have him on the Mount Rushmore, but I did say Fox is past Mitch.
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Fox is past Mitch. Fox is probably number 2 today. Today, he's probably number 2
behind Weber.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Mount Rushmore is Fox, Weber, no particular order. Fox, Weber, Mitch, and DeMarcus Cousins. And go ahead.
What did Fox do to pass Mitch Richmond?
He did about the same as Mitch Richmond did, and passed him. You know what I mean? And I love Mitch.
He just passed him.
Well, no, I'm
passed him.
No, what I'm saying when I say that though is he's got more points than him as a Sacramento King.
Are you sure about that?
Does he? I thought I saw him. Oh no,
Mitch
is ahead of him. Mitch is ahead of him. I saw that last night. Mitch is ahead of him. But
and are you basing this just off as hoopers? Or do you factor in success? Because that to me is why a player like Peja has to be in the mix. He was awesome and a very good player, but he was also on the most successful Sacramento Kings teams of all time.
He was.
So Vlade has to be in the conversation too.
He both of them were, but they weren't the best player on the team. So
so you're getting like one person per era then, really.
That's what it kind of comes down to. Okay. I mean, Mitch, I don't mean this as disrespect, because Mitch was my first favorite Sacramento King.
Sure.
Like before I was much like kids, I was a Bulls fan. I loved Michael Jordan.
Who didn't?
Going for
I had a Michael Jordan jersey. Come on.
I was going for the Bulls, and then Michael retires, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll pay attention to the. I guess I don't love the Bulls like that. I just love Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
So I'll pay attention to the team that's here, and I was like, oh, Mitch is bad. So he's my first favorite player. But I think Fox has surpassed them. And if you want Peja on there, I think the argument should be Peja or Mitch.
Really?
Man, I don't know. Like, Mitch is a 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA during his time in Sacramento.
Man.
And a Hall of Famer. The first Hall of Famer in Sacramento, one of 2 Hall of Famers. I don't think there's any way. Like, I see where De'Aaron's going with his career, but I don't think there's any way that De'Aaron has surpassed him. Just in my,
that's fair.
Again, the 5 All NBAs. I mean, De'Aaron's at 1. He's at 1 All-Star appearance, and I mean, it's tough. Mitch, he started his first 3 years in Golden State, so when he got to Sacramento, he was already pretty established. But man, Mitch averaged 25-9 a game one season, which I guess Fox surpassed, but he also didn't have a team. Like,
where does Domantas Sabonis fit into this discussion for you?
Man, he's going to get some people out of the paint when it's all said and done. I don't have him on there right now, but when it's all said and done, I think he's going to get some people out of the paint. When it's all said and done, I think Fox is going to be number 1. I said that last.
Yeah. I would agree with you.
Yeah, he's going to be the best. And Sabonis is going to be top 4. He's going to top 4. I think
What does he have to do to pass Boogie? Was DeMarcus' run just, you feel like his peak was just better?
Here's the thing with DeMarcus, because people will say that he never won any more than 30 games. And they're correct, obviously, literally. But I would ask you, and ask anybody, take any of those people that you would put ahead of DeMarcus Cousins and say, would they have won in that same situation? Would they have done any different team-wise in that same situation? So let's just use Peja as an example. And Peja, you take off Cousins and you put Peja on the team. Same situation, same rosters, same ownerships, same would they have won 47 games? I think the answer to all of that is no. So I'm not going to hold that against DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay, so I'm going to say the only player that was in a similar situation was Mitch Richmond, and Mitch did win. He made it to the playoffs in the 95-96 season. He barely missed a year before. You know, they won 39 games 2 years in a row there. They didn't get to 41 wins. But at the same time, I think Mitch was able to do more with basically the same caliber of team.
But you were there, James. There was, I'm not saying it was the most stable thing in the world. It was 10 times more stable. Mitch played for the same coach the whole time, right? Gary St. Jean?
No. Gary St. Jean was only there a couple of years.
Shout out to Saint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Friend of the program.
And look, and that's still like 5 less coaches than DeMarcus Cousins.
No, that it's true.
That's one owner the whole time, right?
They switched owners right before he got traded.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I mean,
and the year the viral meningitis got him, we don't know what that year would have looked like.
They switched owners. Luke and Bill left at in like the 93 season, and he started in Sacramento in 91, 92. He started with Dick Motta and Rex Hughes. He went on, and then he went on to St. Jean for most of the time.
I don't know who Rex Hughes is.
The great Rex Hughes.
Yeah. He did have, you're right. I think his last year, the last year he was there was the Eddie Jordan year. Yeah,
that's right. I do remember
sure.
that. Yeah. So that's my whole thing with Cousins.
We got to run. I wish we could talk about this for 2 more hours, but we got to go. D-Lo and KC coming up next. That's James Ham. I'm Kyle Madsen. We're the Insiders, and we're sponsored by Jiffy Lube. We will be back with you tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Right here on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Later. Until then, drink water and be nice, people. Bye.